See, who messed up first? Was it me or was it you?
That's a good question.
My drum pad debut. Here you go. You can have that back now.
You sure? Ladies and gentlemen, that was Josh on the drum pad with even a drum solo.
100% improvisation.
With a salute and everything.
I'm about to say, did you like how after we came back from the little solo bit, I had to flip it over to like kit style because I'm like, I can't do that.
Match grip instead of traditional, I guess.
Yeah. I had to go overhand and just like a whale on it, you know? I tried to get the beer cymbal in, but it didn't quite didn't quite make the noise I wanted.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. You missed the cymbal.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chain Rain Podcast. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fuco.
That's me.
And if you didn't know, I'm here to let you know. This is an explicit podcast, so you have 5 seconds to listen to something else. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Listeners can review the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and not Spotify. Listeners can send us emails and voicemails so we play it on air. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. Check out the Chain Rant store, chainrant.com. Get your sweet, for fuck's sake, three-quarter tees. I like those. Those are pretty dashing.
They are.
And I believe something's leaving the store right after this comes out. I want to say it's Cahill's Corner, unless we already pulled that. Might be Cahill's Corner shirt.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think it's Cahill's Corner is leaving. So if you want to get your Cahill's Corner shirt, now is the time.
Yeah, we got to make room for other shirts, so they got to take one down.
Got to take one down. This episode of the Chain Rant Podcast is brought to you by our patrons at patreon.com/chainrant. Those lovely and sick individuals who've decided to commit $5 a month to make this show possible. For that, we love you, and here's a little drinky poo to you guys.
To the patrons.
I'd say they bought this, but I did.
You bought it in spirit.
In spirit, yeah. Whew. They gave us the willpower.
Did we do a read last week? I have very little recollection.
Think we did. Yeah, I think we need to do that this time. Yeah. Last but not least, please invite, share with your friends. If they could be one of the 6, let them know. I keep gesturing over to the camera that's not there because we're not doing a live stream.
Hey, if it go through the motions, whatever.
Oh, it's not open, so it's you.
Oh, fuck. What? Why didn't we discuss this ahead of time? Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Fugo.
You know what really throws a fucking expired debit card in my Patreon account?
What's that?
When everything's going so smoothly, and then the fall hits, and we have to do a concert and a whiskey tasting and a whole bunch of shit all at the same time.
And replace a bunch of board members because people are moving, and like we have to...
Everything happens at once.
Yeah, we have to fucking try to find a new practice location, potentially.
Maybe, who knows?
Assuming that this one doesn't work out.
Yeah, man. Everyth's been going so good. Like, we got the drum corps up and going. We talked about that last week. Things are heading in the right direction.
As soon as we get an inch, man, it's just like, oh my God. Like we start to, we were like hanging by the fingertips off the cliff of like, we're fucked as far as a band. Mm-hmm. And then we got like an elbow up, and then life just kicked us in the face. It's like, no. Less fingertips for you now. Figure out a new way to get back up here, you sons of bitches.
Somebody's standing on my fingertips right now.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. And it's a typical fall thing. Fall is a time of transition. The leaves are going from green to brown. Richard Parks is getting a new CPU installed so that he can play faster next year.
He's getting a blood transfusion as we
speak. He's in his Darth Vader egg with just the top piece coming down.
Yeah, he's getting all that replaced right now.
Yeah, and elsewhere around the world, people who are in the East Coast are still have a bunch of competitions left, so they're kind of besmirching all of the ones of us that are saying like, "Oh, it's so great to be on break."
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, fuck you. You shouldn't have lived in America's butt crack. Like
dumb place.
Yeah, it's not my problem. Okay, so let's get right into it. It's worth saying that there's no live stream tonight. People are probably going to ask. This is a pre-recorded show because I am going out of town.
Correct.
And so we thought we could sneak one in just under the wire. By the time this comes out,
you'll be back. But
I'll be back. So the reason that I'm hesitant is because it's a surprise for the bachelor. I'm going to a bachelor party.
Correct. No,
and he has no idea where. He doesn't listen to this fucking show. Are you kidding me? My friends are like normal, functional adults. They don't listen to this shit,
and they don't have a stupid hobby.
So we're actually, kidnapping him and taking him to Portland, Oregon, the strip club capital of the world.
Is it really?
It is. There are more strip clubs per capita, says the internet,
Really?
There's more strip clubs per capita in Portland than
Hold
anywhere
on, I'm
else.
Googling that shit.
So you get to Googling, but yes. So if you're wondering why you're not getting your lovely live stream, one, my balls still hurt from last time, and two, it's because we're pre-recording the show in the middle of the week, so no one knew. We didn't even know if we were going to be able to do it really until the last second. So there you go. That's how sausage is made.
Right.
But
So
it's great.
why Portland's the strip club capital of the U.S.? There's
Told
some
you, right?
articles here about this.
Most of the ones that have been picked out so far are slightly alarming because my friends keep sending me links to like haunted house strip clubs where it's like topless girls in Halloween masks.
That's kind of fun.
So it should be interesting. I mean, I'm what you call a poor person. So like strip club's not really my my target like destination,
Dude,
because I have no money.
I need to go to Portland. Look at this. They have full nudity and a full bar. That is not
absolutely.
legal in
Yeah,
99% of the country.
You can walk down the street naked almost. But yeah, so it's not my usual thing because I'm poor, and it takes money to enjoy strip clubs, in my opinion, and also you have to like less pity, I suppose. I don't know, but. So for me, I consider a good time to be getting someone's clothes off for free.
Listen, man, I'm a champion. I used to be known as my old friends, the other crew, Rick and that crew, of being like the champion of going to a strip club and spending no money and still having a good time.
Still having a good time.
Like it's all about, again, all this shit that we talk about that this is Aussie brought off about like it works amazingly well in strippers because they are not used to getting told no.
So I mean, yeah, my idea of a good time is, like I said, meeting somebody you don't know and getting them naked for free. That's what I consider a win.
Yes, absolutely. Just glom onto your friends like, hey, we're in on this one together.
Yeah. I'm not big into strippers.
What are you talking about? I got a story about that. If
you cool your jets there, Turbo. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna kill this guy. So everyone,
I look forward to hearing about it.
All of the six, please wish me and the man of honor happy weekend. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So that's why we're pre-recording, but it gives us a chance to catch up on some things, like some emails. Actually, just the one. So we got an email from one of the six, and I really liked this because it's very prescient. He says, "Hi fuckers, recover from the tiger balm. So I was up at the Capital District Scottish Games in Albany, New York for solos."
What, from where?
Albany, New York.
From where?
Albany. Sorry, Northern New York City for solos.
Pronounced Albany, New York.
After solos took off the gillies and kilt and changed into shorts and tee. Doogie's band was there, so DSLR microphone in hand, I proceeded to locate Doogie. It was relatively early, around noon to 1 o'clock. You couldn't miss me as I approached in a red Chanarant tee, and you could tell by the look in his eye, guys, if you guys are going to try to get these interviews, you can't walk up branded, man. Or do.
It's still kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a good power move.
Yeah, it's still funny.
I can tell you by the look in his eye, Doogie had the yikes look, like when you're in a bar and an ex-girlfriend and a nasty breakup approaches. To get the conversation going, I congratulated him on Inverary winning the Worlds, bantered about the dojo and the next dojo cruise, just to get him talking, loosen him up. After some chit-chat, I asked about doing a Chanarant interview. The fucker politely declined, citing pending professional dealings. If I'd gotten him to consent, I was going to open up with some softball questions, such as, what did you do for the first hour when you got up on World Saturday? Who's your celebrity crush? Describe your personality in one word. Big Rab wants to know what your favorite cheese is. Then hit him with marry, fuck, kill, Stuart Little, Keegan, and Eric. Who has a bigger penis, Josh or Andy? What's your spirit animal? If you could have a superpower, what would it be? How much Bushmills does Andy have to drink before he'll let you use his chin as a saddlebag for your balls? Not that much Bushmills, I imagine.
No, it doesn't take much.
Oh well, opportunity missed. Could have been fun. You two cunts are fucking fucked up. Keep it up. Enjoy the podcast. Hashtag one of the six. Hashtag FU Joe Brady. Hashtag fuck you fucking fuck faces.
That wraps it up. That's
so
pretty
cheers.
much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much any of our fan base in a nutshell. Guess what, guys? The Chanarant news team is going to be out there in shirts asking you who you want to marry, fucking kill.
That's going to be great if anybody actually gets it.
That's a good question, though. So Fusco, kill, fuck, marry. Mm-hmm. Marry, fuck, kill, I'm sorry. Stuart Little, Keegan, Eric. Go. I think I know this. I think I bet I could guess. If I wrote it down and you don't look at it, we'll see if I'm right. Here, give me your notebook real quick.
Go ahead. Here's my notebook. This is a tough one, actually. Marry, fuck, hell.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Let me think. Who would be the best F?
Okay. So handing the pin back. So I've officially written down what I believe you're going to say.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. You ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready. See, now you're trying to think, what would Josh think?
No. I don't even care what you think. I'm going to say what I think.
How do I work around
All right,
it?
so I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to marry Eric. Because that guy that knows how to party.
Okay.
And he would be fun to party with for the rest of time. I'm going to fuck... No, I'm going to fuck Keegan. Because that guy's like 7 feet tall. He's got to have a 12-inch cock.
That's just the width.
And I'm going to kill Stuart Little because life is going too good for that guy.
Okay, so I only got
He
one
wins
right.
everything. What did you get?
I only got Keegan right. I knew you would fuck Keegan.
Because of the big dick?
Yeah, because you're a size queen.
Absolutely. That's funny. You're absolutely right. I could have switched those two, but hey,
Also, I don't know Eric very well.
I'm more likely to see Eric, so I gotta fucking deal with him at some point in the future.
That's fair. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for writing in. One of the 6 aspiring member of the Chainwright News team. DSLR and microphone in hand, man. That's pretty good.
I'm really impressed that somebody at least tried.
Yep. So we got this one actually is just a tweet, and it wasn't actually at us.
Hold on, before we go on, let me just say one more thing about that real quick. So for Channer people that are going to go out and do this, and feel free to go out and do it, have your mic on while you do it. The classic move is getting them to decline you and have that recorded. Because
at least
they'll come up with some bullshit excuse.
At least get a recording of them saying no.
Yeah, because then we can still play it.
They say no, just say, can I record you saying no to me?
Just have it on until they tell you no, then turn it off at that point. Yeah. But get the whole approach. Because if they walk away from you, it's even funnier.
That's even funnier. Yeah, that's like the old TMZ approach.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Big Rab tweeted this out, and I found the link actually too. The schedule's already out.
Are you going to read a list?
No, it's not a list, but the schedule's already out for the majors, which I thought was fucking amazing, because wasn't it not out until like 2 weeks before the first one this past year?
It's something like that, yeah. I remember being late, but I don't know.
So I'm kind of, and this might become a recurring theme based on another one of our news updates, but are pipe band associations getting their head on the ass?
I think they're starting to get nervous because there's been enough complaints. Maybe they're just, maybe.
Like, what happens when we finally win and associations start doing their jobs? Do we just hang up our microphones?
I mean, we'll just have to find a new enemy. The whole reason this works is because we make enemies.
We're consistently making new enemies all the time. Okay, that's fair play. So yeah, I just thought that was really interesting that they've already got that out. I'm not going to read it because I'm sure Rab already has or will. And also sure most of our audience is American and they don't fucking care.
Yeah, they'll never be there.
Worlds are in August.
That's the only one that matters. And I still say boycott, even though it's the greatest thing ever, and you should go. But boycott, I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I can't tell
whether to say go or boycott.
Yeah. It's a tough one because they fairly continuously miss the mark, but
then it's like the greatest party of all time.
Yeah, it's so hard.
If you're a pipe band nerd.
Well, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of music festivals, right? Like
Lollapalooza, that kind of thing?
Yeah, like music festivals are expensive and they're shit.
Oh, I hate them. Hate it.
Like but they succeed because everyone is convinced that they need to be there.
Correct.
To like, oh my God, Life is Beautiful happened and you didn't go. It's like, yeah, I had a lovely weekend not going.
I've been to Life Beautiful a couple times now because it's
awful
tickets
every time.
Sucks.
I've paid to go.
Did you really?
It was awful.
I fucking hated every second of it.
Yeah.
And then granted, there's no bands there that I'm into necessarily. This year, I'm going to go see Diane Tord.
I've gone sometimes when there were bands I really wanted to see, like when Weezer's played, like when the Killers played. I saw that.
Yeah. I saw last year. I saw Florence and the Machine, and then I saw Blink 182.
It's literally like how cattle feel. Like you get treated like shit the whole time. You're there.
And it's so big, and it's just there's never enough water. Everything's way expensive. There's too many people.
Yeah,
it's a goddamn nightmare.
It's awful. But I think that's what Worlds has become. Worlds has become like a Scottish. It's got to become a pipe band music festival where no matter how much it sucks, everyone feels like they have to go.
Did you hear who the hell was talking about it? It could have been Rab. I forget who it was. Oh yeah, he was interviewing some people. I don't even know what episode, a couple episodes ago, about the Worlds, and they were saying how god awful the beer tent was, and how there were 7 people deep. They couldn't get it out in time, and the bartenders were working hard, but it only pours so fast. There's just not enough people, not enough taps, not enough whatever. And it just sucked.
Well, there's a drunkenness control built in right there.
Well, yeah. And supposedly there's a second beer tent they opened across the way, but nobody was there and nobody knew it was there. And
we had that issue. We had that issue with the St. Patrick's Day parade here. That's in Henderson. The Celtic Society, we do their beer. Mm-hmm. So we just pour. We just pour and do all that. We don't buy it and all that shit, but we just actually run the taps and pour it because all their people are too busy sitting at the table getting drunk. And like it was intentionally kind of slow. Like both sides of the truck wouldn't be open. There weren't that many tents. There's not that many beers, and it was kind of a built-in control on the alcohol consumption of the crowd until we got in, and we were just fucking slinging beers because that's what we have to do at the games. Because like we don't have very big beer tents at the games,
Right.
so we just have to fucking pour beers out like go.
Yeah, but you guys make money on it, so you want to get them out. Like, these guys I
assume so, yeah, because there's always a profit over keg. Like you pay a certain amount per keg, and then you
would think they'd want to sling as much as they could.
I mean, it's one of those things where I think we probably pay, and I'm ballparking, $80 a keg, depending on what kind of beer it is, and it's 115 beers at $5 a beer in each keg. So you're making significant.
It's like $3 million you're making on a keg.
Yeah, $3 million.
Wait, hold on, no, I didn't carry the one. Sorry, like $300.
Yeah. So and so times that by like 90 something kegs. Like if you can move it, you're doing good. The problem is you pay for every one you open.
No matter whether you go through them.
So there's a cutoff. There's a cutoff where if it's like 5 o'clock, I'm like, don't tap a keg. Just say like you guys got to go anyway.
Yeah, because especially if there's like 3 people in the beer tent, like just
although that's how you end up with all the goddamn volunteers on Sunday night, shit-housed
because you got to empty the kegs.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, you just
yeah.
Well, what are you gonna? You might as well. Right?
I tell them they don't have to. Don't try. I tell everybody, don't try to empty the goddamn beer trucks. You will die. Like you can't drink 105 beers. Like it's just not going to happen. We used to do that in school. We used to do a keg race. And it was like, you'd get like 2 or 3 of the houses. Each would get a keg. It was always shit. It was always like Natty Light or Keystone Light or something. And you had a team of like 8 people. And it was whichever team could finish their keg fastest won. And there were, like you could like, if you threw up, you were out. You had to sit out and the rest of your team had to finish without you. Things like that. But I mean, and it was painful. You would think like 9 frat guys could put down a keg of beer pretty fast. Like it becomes punishment about 2/3 of the way through. You're like, I am dying. Like I have had 15 beers in the last 22 minutes. I am dying right now.
I've never actually tried to do anything like that.
It becomes just punishment. It's literally just punishing your body at that point. Which is why I tell the volunteers, like, don't try to finish the kegs. You will fail. Like I guarantee you will fail. I've seen bigger alcoholics than you fail before. Speaking of big old alcoholics, Callum Beaumont wins his 4th clasp at the Northern meeting. So he's won his 4th in a couple things recently, because wasn't his Metro Cup win? Wasn't that his 4th time in a row winning that?
I don't remember. That sounds familiar, but
that's why they had to rename it the Beaumont Cup.
That's right. Yeah, the Beaumont Big Dick Cup.
The Beaumont Big Dick second place championships.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's playing for second?
It's like when you go to the Worlds in grade 1. Who's playing for third?
So yeah, that's awesome, and more importantly, we just so happened to book him for our concert this year.
Yeah, so if you want to see the most award-winningest solo bagpiper in the history of time, I'm making that up, but he's got to be getting close. Celtic Thanksgiving here in Las Vegas, November 30th. For those of you who are not in the United States, it's Thanksgiving weekend, but you don't give a fuck because you didn't have to murder the Pilgrims to live. Or murder the Indians, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And he's only like 28 years old. Can you believe that?
Yeah, he's my age.
He's like remarkable.
He might be younger than me by like a month or 2.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. So I read an article about him winning this, that the guy from, what's the name of it?
I suppose we should do
Piping Press.
And I know what your fucking answer is going to be, because you're going to say, why even bother if you're never going to fucking edit it? But we should record it inside the circle while he's here.
Oh, wait. Well, yeah, why bother? But
we should do it.
We absolutely should. Because I got lots of good questions for him, because he was funny when he came on the show.
Yeah, he's great, man. Yeah. He's a lot of fun too. So I'm really excited for that. May or may not have a drummer. That's kind of in the air, but Callum's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be something different too. We've had Jack a couple times. We had Robert. Did we have Robert? No. We had Jack a couple times. We had Stuart. We had Aaron
Shaw. We had Alistair Henderson.
That's true. Ali was great.
Yeah. But let me say this about Callum real quick. A couple things. One, the guy's a fucking genius at 20 years old, apparently. He's also funny. But one thing that was said about him in his most recent clasp win, by a guy named Robert Wallace, who is a notorious a-hole. And from what I hear, I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for saying that.
You didn't call him a C word.
I'm sorry.
No,
Josh thinks he's an a-hole.
Fuck you.
Anyway, this guy used to run the College of Piping. Anyway, he said he was in the audience for Callum's win of the clasp, and he said it was the most remarkable P-Brock he's ever heard. It was the best P-Brock he's ever heard played in his life. Callum played a tune called Daughter's Lament, and I might make him play it at the concert and bore the shit out of everybody with a P-Brock.
Except for the pipers.
Except for even half the pipers would
say it's one of those things. It's one of those things that I always love when we bring in like a really talented solo player.
Yeah.
And they do what would be like a traditional solo competition set that has like won them like world championships and amazing awards before.
Right.
And the audience doesn't give a fuck at our concert, and all of the pipe band are like hiding in the stairwell, like watching this, and like, you guys got to be on in 5. We're like, fuck you. Like, shh.
Yeah, kind of that.
We're watching it, and it's one of those things where, like in that, and I hate to say this on air because I know I'll get flack for it, but in that singular case, fuck the audience. We paid them to come, not you. Like,
that's a good point. Exactly.
Like we paid them to come, so we want to see them play.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because I always ask the pipers to do the flashy shit on stage.
Yeah.
Granted, they do it at the after party too, but like I ask them, like, what's the ballsiest kick-ass thing you can do? Do it, because we want...
Well, what's the thing that's going to entertain the plebs the most, right?
Right,
Like, what's the thing that's going to entertain someone who... That's probably not good for the use of the term pleb, but like, what's going to entertain the people that don't know shit about pipes?
Right.
And that's a big thing too. I mean, I played that gig. I played Something Scottish with Will. And those are people that some of them have heard pipes before.
Right.
But still, you just fall back on the flashy shit. Like, what's a simple tune with harmonies? That'll throw them. Mm-hmm. What's a couple of fast tunes where there's movements that they probably haven't seen before, things like that. And
the fast stuff always gets them, right? The fast, fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Or the pretty melodies, whatever. But like the P-Brock and the 2/4 marches, that's not usually where you go.
Yeah, like I didn't do for my solo set at Something Scottish like an MSR.
No.
No.
Well, you don't know one, so
I do. I know a couple.
Play a 2/4 march right now.
I played the one from Valley Breeze last week.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I know several. I know my solo 2/4, the Valley Breeze 2/4, and the Vegas Pipe Band 2/4.
Brilliant. There you go.
Yeah, so that's 3 2/4s, man.
That's not bad, actually. You could enter a grade 1 contest with 3.
See, I have 3 2/4s.
Brilliant.
I have a 4-parted Strass bass. I maybe have 2 that I could dust off. And then 4-parted reels, I have like 1 decent one. I couldn't play our 4-parted reel for like any higher level contest.
You could play in grade 3, but that's about it.
Yeah.
What's your solo reel?
Major Manson.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, I like my, and I dusted off my old grade 3 solo set to try to get back in the habit of playing, because it's a lot of like fairly technical tunes that like make me have to practice more to play them.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of low hand tunes. It's a lot of like chunky low hand G's and G type stuff, which is like, I like that. That's more to my style of playing. I like more stuff that's like kind of occasionally in a minor key and very heavy on low hand work than over high hand work, because I just think low hand work is more metal to me.
It's more metal.
Yeah, like the low hand is more metal, pitch, guys. Like, I mean, let's be honest.
It's like gent. It's chugging along at your
man.
Low G target.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, like the high. Don't get me wrong. Like when people are flying off the hat on the high hand on like Highland Wedding or some shit, that's dope. But it ain't dropping panties like fast low hand shit, man.
It's a good point. Very good point.
The high hands just twist the nipples, man. The low hands in there.
That's the
that's the Josh McEachern way.
Let me explain it to you this way. It's kind of like a blowjob, right? So the high hand's like the shaft work, but really it's all about the balls.
Yeah, the low hand's the one that's cupping the balls and also shoving the middle finger into your asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah, correct. I mean that's the important stuff.
That's the low hand kind of tune.
At least that's what Jack Lee told me. He was explaining it to me.
That's like a sheep wife.
And we just pushed him coming on the show back by 10 more episodes.
Every time we get him closer, we say something that just pushes him back. But
it's like you trying to give someone an orgasm. Every time you get close, you say something.
Oh, I always fuck it up. That's the story of my life. Oh well.
Grab bag. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. Going back to the topic, I'm very excited to have Callum on the show. So I'm very excited to have him here in Vegas, because I don't know has he been to Vegas? He says he's never been. I don't think
he has. Yeah. So one of the 6. If you're one of the 6,
we're gonna fucking kill him.
Come to the show, man. Come out and you could. Well, if you're one of the 6, we'll even put you backstage. You can watch from the back side of the stage,
especially if you can play bagpipes.
Yeah, then play with us.
If you can play bagpipes, you can get in for free. You know what I mean?
And you could hang out backstage with Callum and maybe drink whiskey with him or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
go to the strip when we take him to the strip club.
Yeah, I will tell you what. I have never been. I don't think I've been as hammered at a concert as I was when we had Stuart.
You were hammered at the concert itself?
At the concert.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Like really? I was playable, But I had to take a break. I had to like take a breath for a moment.
Really?
Because I was working on that video. I was like, I mean,
was that the one that we
were like
right
up to
morning?
the wire because we had to get the last shot that morning
With Stuart. Yeah,
and so I'm like editing up to the wire. I'm like exporting from my laptop, and me and Stuart are in his dressing room just hanging out. And there was a bottle of whiskey there, and it was actually there was a couple. There was like 2 bottles of whiskey from our whiskey tasting that year that had just been sent home with the band, and him and I were just going at it. And so it's like all of a sudden it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm drunk. Like, holy shit. Because I turned the video in, I think, at like noon.
Yeah, it had to be done by noon. I remember that.
And so the concert didn't start until like 4.
Right.
And so all of a sudden it's like 1:30, and I'm like, I am fucking hammered right now.
We got to go play pipe.
It's like, I just got drunk. Stuart got me drunk. But yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to have Callum. We'll try to get some stuff filmed with him, and maybe I'd love to get him on the show. It's just that weekend's such a nightmare for us.
Should we talk about that? The next part of that? You want to do that now, or
What's the next part?
the number?
Oh, I didn't number them this time, did I?
The second to last one,
Yeah. I mean,
because it's related.
yeah, it's kind of related. Yeah, let's go into it. So this is kind of a project you've been working on that I think would be great because we've been looking to get a shite drummer for the concert.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
And you came up with someone
we've been looking to get people wanted. They've been asking for a couple of years now. I don't know what. God
like
knows
a drummer
why.
coming.
But people talk about, well, why don't we ever have a drummer there? One, we could never afford more than like one specialty act, to be honest. But we're starting to like get better situations. So the other part of that was, I mean, really, who wants to fucking listen to drums? I don't know. And plus, we have no drum corps, so who's gonna like? The whole point of bringing the piper out originally was to like inspire our pipers
corps,
to
yeah.
want to play and do better and all that sort of thing.
But now we
had
have
no
drums.
drummers. No, we have drums again, so now it might be the time to pull that trigger again. So anyway, I've been looking around for drummers, and so I thought, hey, why not just Hail Mary it? You know, we've been...
That's how we've gotten most of the big names, is we just Hail Mary.
Hail Mary it, yeah. We've been downtown late at night and just Hail Mary on occasion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But so I decided to send a message to Steven McWhirter and ask him if he wanted to come play our concert.
What did he say?
He hasn't responded yet, but I only just texted him yesterday.
Oh, you texted him?
Or Facebook
okay,
message.
okay.
That's the only contact I have.
He's still
so.
your Facebook friend.
He has not declined me. He has not like
Unfriended you on
unfriended
Facebook.
me or blocked me.
So
or whatever.
there's wiggle room there.
And I have seen that
Okay.
he has seen my last message.
Would
previous to this.
you be willing to let us know what was your plea?
So, want me to just read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're okay to share it, if there's no proprietary knowledge.
I mean, there's nothing here, but you know, I obviously, if you're not up to date, Steven, last we knew hated us, and
He was a little miffed.
he was a little pissed that Josh called him a cunt.
Fuck you. No.
But anyway,
No. You said Josh thinks.
Right. I mean, it was very wildly misunderstood. But so I did check in with somebody that I know that knows him recently, a couple weeks back.
And he did fix the goddamn drums.
He did.
They won.
They won. So, but I did check in with somebody I know and asked him, "Is Steven still pissed at us?" He's like, "Yeah, he's not letting it go." I'm like, "Fuck." I thought he would have let it go by now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I decided, hey, what the hell? I mean, olive branch, right? So here's what I said. I said, hey, Steven, congrats on the big win this year. Hope all is well. You may not want anything to do with us, but I wanted to ask you if you wanted to come out to Vegas and do a performance. We put on a concert every year in November and always have a top-notch piper out to put on a display. As you may know, in the past, we've had Stuart and Allie out. This year, we have Callum Beaumont, and we wanted to add a drummer. It would be maybe 2 5-minute performances at the show and a little bit of playing at the after party. That's about it. Just want to know if you're interested. Or you can tell me to fuck off. I'd understand that as well. Have a good one, bro.
It's fucking awesome. That's actually really well put.
I just figured, hey,
I'm glad it was you too, because you are the master of getting someone who you fucked that hates you to fuck you again.
oh my God, am I ever?
Yeah. like you're the king of this. I think, and also, I don't know if it was you or actually, you know what I remember? A good friend of mine, I won't name his name, but a good friend of mine when I was in school, which is always a dick to he was a dick to girls, he's a dick to people like
school.
When I was in college.
Oh,
he was an asshole. I was like, man, like that girl really likes you, man, or that girl really fucking hates you, dude. And he'd be like, yeah, we're gonna have sex. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he'd be like, dude, a girl who hates you is like only one step away from fucking you. A girl who is indifferent to you is 10 steps away. So that's kind of the Chanorat method. we have people who love us, who are one step away from being on the show and talking and hanging out with us.
You won't talk to the people that
or
shot at him.
We have people that hate us who are like one step away from talking to us and being on the show.
Well, I'm not so sure about.
And then we have people who are indifferent. Yeah, man, I keep trying, but that guy doesn't want to be a bro.
Some people just don't know how to have a good time in life.
Yeah.
And
you know what I think it is too? Like I haven't done very much scientific research into this, but I think there is a correlation between like your ability to forgive and the tininess of your penis. Like I'm not saying.
Hold on, let's just stop there.
Like, I'm not saying,
let's just wait till he says no before you insult him again.
I'm not saying that people who don't forgive us and come on the show to talk about it have tiny cocks. I'm not saying that.
You're just saying statistically speaking,
but the science
more
is out
likely,
there. Yeah, I didn't write the research, you know. So, but the science is there. Yeah.
Well, let's change the subject before we insult him, and let's get into.
No, actually, it'd be a lot of fun if he would come out and
it would be
hang
amazing.
out.
It would be amazing. We could mend this fence.
Let's say, you know what the funniest thing would be is he'd hang out with us and be like, "Oh no, you guys are just fucking assholes." That's fun. Yeah. Okay.
If he told us to go fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he came out, I think he'd have a good time.
Oh no, absolutely.
He'd have a really fun time.
Just ask Stuart and Allie. They had a great time.
Yeah, they had a great time, and we were still assholes. Like we weren't less assholes when they came out. We were just
on their side.
Yeah, we just had a good time.
So hopefully that works out. I'm very much looking forward. If he says no, I don't know where I'm going to go next.
And of course, we were on their side. We're fucking, they're heroes of ours.
Yeah, to be fair.
If we were drummers, we would probably be more on his side.
Well, I mean, you technically kind of a drummer.
You fucking went to bed with Stuart Little printed on your pajamas, man. Like
that's true. But hey,
wait, would that sell if I got
a lot of guys?
If I made Stuart Little pajamas, would I have to pay him a percentage of that?
I don't think he's that savvy to even know what to do to stop you. You know what I mean?
Nobody is, Fusco. Nobody is.
In the pipe band world, like these everything's so bass backwards, man.
Like we just run roughshod over everybody. Nobody's smart enough to figure out how to stop me.
What are they? I mean, what are they going to do?
No one will be the Batman to my Joker.
Let's do Stuart Little underoos.
Oh, that'd be great, man.
Or like famous piper, like the most popular guy's underoos.
Let's just
superheroes.
Let's get like girls' boy shorts printed, and on the ass it says "property of Stuart Little"
or Little, just Little.
Just says Miss Little. Yeah, he'd probably be mad about that.
He might not.
Yeah,
like
he'd be mad about that.
I don't know. He's got a good.
But let us know. Send us an email or voicemail if you would buy those. All right. So moving smartly forward. This is kind of combined. So there's this Wispable event coming up for our Western Desert branch in October. And it's like I have not seen a lot of details about this. I know it's supposed to be like a clinic, and I know Game of Drones is going to happen there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A clinic and Game of Drones.
Do we know who's teaching? Do we know?
We do. Jack Lee is teaching pipes, and Derek Cooper is teaching drums.
Oh, shit. So I might actually get to meet Derek finally.
Yeah.
That's your drum teacher,
that's
right?
my drum teacher, yeah. And Derek is with Inverary.
Do you think that I should hit him up after the intro? Do you think I got what it takes? Do you think I can?
I don't know if Derek would put up with your bullshit. He's pretty serious.
What about the natural rhythmic talent?
You are rhythmic in a way.
That's what all the ladies say.
That's what the ladies say, exactly, yeah. No. But it should be good. They're going to come out and teach all the bands of the Desert Branch. So that's us in Arizona, basically. Any of the bands in Arizona.
Do we know if it's like free admission, host hotel, accommodation?
I believe it's free admission.
Schedule.
Most of it's being covered by WSPA, but there are some other things worked into play because it's very expensive to get those two guys out.
I can only imagine, yeah.
So there might be a small entrance fee, but it's going to be pretty minimal. Hotels, I've heard nothing, but I suspect there won't be like a host style hotel.
Because it was originally pitched as like a benefit of being a member.
Correct. Yeah. That was the original idea like a year ago or whatever it was. But I think the reality of the cost of it is a different thing. But it's not going to be much, if anything. It's going to be $20 a person or something like that.
Which is totally reasonable.
Depending on
for
how many
what
people you send.
It's totally reasonable for what you're getting.
Yeah. I mean, the only downside is it's in fucking Phoenix for us. But other than that,
yeah, that's a bit of a trek for
a little bit of a hike
for a Friday night drive.
Yeah, exactly, because it's going to be full day Saturday and a half, like a morning on Sunday. So But you get to spend, each band will get to spend private time with the instructors as well as a big clinic with everybody as well.
That's kind of, I mean, it's a great opportunity to meet some of the people in the Desert Branch to, you know,
Huge social activity.
You know, I don't think about it as much because we're so spoiled by the fact that we bring Jack out so often.
Right.
So we've had so much of that level of instruction. But realistically, when you talk about some of the smaller bands, especially in the Arizona area where there's like 15 bands, because they're all over the goddamn place. It's a very big state, but more spread out than us. Mm-hmm. Like for us, we're a big state, but we've only got like 2 big cities really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. I'm stoked.
The social part, the Game of Drones part.
Yeah, I'm doing my damnedest to attend because I went to Game of Drones. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, but went to Game of Drones a couple years ago. It was a fucking ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. We drank and
played bagpipes with other bagpipers.
Like it's a stupid shitty contest. Like you just do whatever you want.
Yeah, you just do silly shit.
Like be silly, and that's the audience votes kind of nonsense. It's not serious. And it was a lot of fun. And I remember even Eric and I were sick as shit. Like we were actually sick.
I was sick as fuck. I was getting over being sick.
Right.
Because everyone in the band, everyone in Vegas, like everyone got fucking flu essentially.
Yeah, look, we all had flu.
And so like we're driving to Game of Drones. I am like medicated to the nines, like just loopy medicated. I went back and watched the video. You could tell I'm paler than I normally am in the video. I'm sick as a fucking dog. And I'm like self-medicating, like with like antibiotics and fucking whiskey and like cold medicine. I'm like everything. I'm on a cocktail at this point. And Eric was just starting to get sick. And then at the end of the contest was when you started to get sick.
I started to get sick right at the end. Yeah, it was weird because we were drinking. I'm like, man, I'm sick as shit. Like it hit me hard, and I'm like, I gotta stop drinking. Like this sucks.
Yeah, it ran through everybody, and like Eric was, and it was so funny because Eric was sick, and none of us had seen Eric in weeks. Yeah, he was getting over being sick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But other than that, it was a good time.
I still had a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, I was on the up. Towards the by the time we actually played, I was feeling pretty okay.
Yeah,
but
that part was fun.
But man, that drive was rough.
Yeah, it was. It was me, you, and Eric, and a bass drum.
Yeah, a bass drum and fucking all of our pipes and shit in your GTI.
Right, and we met JT there. He was also played with us, so there were 4 of us that played in the contest.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun,
but it was Eric in the back seat with his arm over my kick drum that I brought with me.
Yep,
because in case we needed it. So
and then they ended up having one. Didn't they end up having a kick drum?
Somebody ended up bringing one. Yeah, because I don't know how that happened. But either way, Game of Drones, fun time. Hopefully October 5th, we're gonna make it, at least some of us, and then we'll participate.
And if you're going, let us know. Hit us up on channery@gmail.com.
We're probably going to have to do a show that weekend because if we're out on a weekend,
if we're out, we're probably going to do it. Well, it's a good idea just to do it there anyway.
We could just do it from Game of Drones until we have to go play and then come back and keep doing it.
Yeah, that's worked out for us once so far.
It's never worked out.
We got one. Yeah, the most recent Flagstaff, we didn't get kicked out or too shit faced.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. So maybe it'll work. We'll see. So,
but yeah. So speaking of pipe band associations, I want to talk about Pleasanton. So Pleasanton was this past weekend, and I got to give a shout out to Wolfman Northern because they posted the unofficial results like minutes after it was announced on their social media channels.
The same day, like right after.
That was fucking cool as shit.
Look at that, and like they said they were unofficial, of course, but they listed soloists, bands, everything.
I mean, and I don't know if you saw, and the Pleasanton people had some really good social media during the event. Like, they had people doing video interviews, just quick cell phone ones, posted all that stuff. Like, that definitely, they did a really good job, in my opinion, of kind of like marketing and like being efficient, like getting the things that people want to them quickly, like removing some of the barriers. You can post unofficial results very quickly.
Yeah.
And tag them as unofficial.
Yeah, and then everybody's happy.
Dude, if you're in the RSPBA, they announce the unofficial results during the March Pass and then take your trophy away in the beer tent. Like,
no, that was.
Oh, I'm Canada. Sorry, Canada.
Not RSPBA.
like if you're in Canada,
I mean, there is a risk, but hey, whatever.
If you're in Canada, they're so fast that they haven't even done the score yet when they announce who won.
They're just like.
And then they have to make you trade trophies if you're first and second.
It's like, who do they see first? They won.
Yeah, fuck it. It's down. Oh, sorry. We were wrong.
They just apologize. It's all good.
So, yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to them for kicking ass. What's with Northern? And so I thought to myself, I was like, oh, shit. Like, well, I should probably check the like social media pages of Desert Branch real quick, or just like Wispaba in general, and see what's going on there. The last one on the Wispaba main, which isn't the Desert Branch one, I think Desert Branch has its separate channels now. Probably was still from June of 2013. So
no way,
true story.
So why is it broken up by branch then? Why would they?
I think it was honestly, you know what I think. I think it's been broken up by branch because people got so fucking tired of the main not doing anything. That they were just like, fine, fuck you. We'll be a separate branch and we'll do it ourselves.
That's very interesting.
Because like imagine like right now if I said, okay, Wispaba, Maine, send me to every event and I'll post the results live on social media. They'd be like, fuck you.
Right. No.
Yeah, no.
Like, that doesn't help us.
Hell, the person who knows how to log into their Twitter probably died in 2012. Like,
that doesn't help the music board go have their annual party. You know what I mean?
I think it's interesting. I think what's actually making it stronger is the branches. I think the fact that now it's become this kind of branched out thing. It's a
little more, what do they call that? Grassroots?
Where nobody expects Wispaba, Maine to do anything anyway.
Right, so the branches who are actually...
So now, I mean, think about it. Like, if we have a question, what do? We immediately go to Cahill. We go to Desert Branch.
Right, correct.
And we say, hey. Like, that's got to be the way it's going, which when you get to that point, that's perfectly fine, but then...
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
But then now that you have the branches doing all the work, what the fuck is the main doing?
I don't know. The main is giving or not giving them money to do
what we will call Wispaba Prime. Patient 0. But shout out to the Northern Branch. That was fucking awesome to see that. That's something we've been bitching about forever. We always talk about in the age of the internet, why can't we have unofficial results same day? And they did it.
They did it. And it was a huge ass post, so it took somebody some time.
Just shows you the squeaky fucking wheel gets the whiskey.
So somebody, I'm tired of not getting enough credit for
the fact that we fixed everything.
That everything is better because of us.
Yeah.
You want more?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
So, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm sure they would have done it on their own.
Yeah, in another 20 years.
Maybe. Somehow I don't think that would have happened. But either way, the job got done, and I don't really care who gets credit. Josh does, but I don't care.
I don't care who gets credit. I don't care how the sausage is made, as long as I know who the fuck won.
Right. In the end, that's really all we care about. Is like
if I could know who the fuck won in the same calendar year, I'm happy. If I can know who the fuck won within a month of the event, I'm stoked. If I can know same day, I have an erection.
Huge heart on. Absolutely correct. All I'm thinking
is
the whole point of
whoever you are, social media guru for Wispaba Northern Branch, just know you're giving me an erection.
Yeah. You officially. So if you'd like to come on the air and take and like let us celebrate you, we would love to.
Yeah, let us know.
Have you. Whoever typed the results, I want to talk to that fucking guy or girl.
Yeah, I want to know how hard you had to push.
Especially if it's a girl. But
so send us an email, channeran@gmail.com, and come on the show.
We'll disguise your voice and everything, and then whatever.
Yeah, because someone will recognize you based on your voice. Lowly social media intern. Come on.
So anyway, do we have one more thing to talk about? 100-day challenge or no?
Yes. So the 100-day challenge progress. Why don't you lead into this? I've been yapping for long enough.
Is this in regards to me or just in general?
We proposed it to the band that shall not be named.
Oh right, yeah. So we did right about 100 days before the concert. It was like 106 days before the concert. We proposed, hey, this would be fun when we do this as a group of people. Let's do the 100-day challenge, which is a dojo thing. Basically, play your pipes, one tune a day for 100 days straight. Like no exceptions, no exceptions.
Yeah, and we've touted this on the.
We've talked about it before for sure. Yeah, and it definitely is a successful thing. It's remarkable how many people, just dojo people, do it. But besides that, the band, we thought, hey, this would be something fun to do together, camaraderie, blah blah blah.
We're all in this together.
So when I put that out, I was like, hey, this would be cool. Plus, we were trying out a new band communication device, which we're not ready to talk about yet. But and I put it out as a poll, like, hey, let's just see what. I just was testing it. Like, let's all talk about this. And then a whole bunch of people were like, yeah, that'd be great. So then, like, 100 days comes, and I'm like, all right, 100 days, here we go. I'm starting. I'm doing it too. 100 days, here we go. And it was like fucking crickets. I'm like, hello. Like, the next day, I'm like, hello, anybody out there? And then, like, 2 days later, I'm like, Bueller, like. where did everybody go?
Yeah.
Right? Because I was in New York at the time.
I'm sorry, Bill's doing it, right?
Well, people did end up responding eventually, but Bill
So
and Rick
you and Bill and
Jeremy.
Rick and Jeremy, I think, are the only ones doing it right now.
Correct. Who started. And we're all slightly behind. We're going to miss it by like a day or two, but it's darn close. And if they, just keep going to 100 days and submit your whatever. But either way, it's a good thing. But the ones I'm seeing that are actually doing it on the Facebook thing, which is where the group is myself, Rick, and Bill.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're the only ones doing it because I've already had people tell me that they hadn't practiced they practiced once that week. They practiced
right. Well, we'll get to that. The band practice this past week, but yes. So it's been eye opening for me. I think I talked about it a little bit last week. It's very interesting because for me, I live in an apartment building, like a 4-story apartment building with like people right next to each other. So I can't play at home at all. Yep. My old apartments, I could. I've done it, but so like just a few days ago, like I was like, let's see, what's today? Must have been Sunday or Monday. I'm like, I gotta go fucking just play a song somewhere. I'm like, where the fuck am I going? It was like 9 o'clock and I hadn't done it yet. I'm like, where the fuck am I going to go? So I drove all the way to the fucking Sunset Park, right? Because I'm thinking a park where I won't bother. I can't be in a place where there's going to be houses. It's got to be enough.
Why don't you just go to Circle Park, dude?
Dude, there's houses all over that place. And it's homeless fucking central.
I ain't
going
get
there.
murdered.
I'll get murdered there. I know. It crossed my mind.
Dude, just go play in the Huntridge Tavern.
I don't want to step on a needle.
Literally walk in the Huntridge Tavern and
play
just
a tune like the banjo guy.
They won't care.
That's a good idea, actually. So I drove all the way since the park. The lights, 100% of lights were out.
Or go to the Llama Lot.
They closed the park. The where?
The Llama Lot.
What's the Llama Lot?
Across from Atomic, the parking lot.
There's too many apartments. I'd get. I mean, by the time I got done with
you
one,
would
two,
get
and
a
out,
tune done.
I'd get in and out before the cops showed up. But I've had cops show up like, hey, there's somebody called us from like, fucking 500 yards away. They can hear the pipes. It was 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, I've had that happen to me.
The other one I would do is this station over here. Become bros right up there,
station?
the 15th Street station.
Yeah, if you have to go in.
If you become bros with them, like, because I hear them playing all the time.
There's somebody in another place?
Yeah, his name's Jason.
Oh, I don't know that that guy, but okay,
yeah.
Interesting. But so anyway,
ask Bill.
I went to Sunset Park.
He knows them.
It was fucking closed. I'm like, fuck. And so then I just started driving into the industrial area, like over by the fucking new stadium, just looking for like a place to go.
Dedication.
So I found a fucking back ass.
I like how you didn't call me knowing you could play at my house.
It was fucking like 10 o'clock at night. You wouldn't even answer.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I just put it off. I'm like, I'll get to it. And I put it off. So I was like literally in the industrial park. And I just like found a place behind an industrial building. I'm like, oh. So I am pulling the pipes out. I played a tune.
That's fucking awesome, man.
I'm here. So I played for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm here.
You drove all the way out.
Nobody's fucking coming yet. So I'll just keep going until the cops show up.
Dude, see, that's fucking dedication right there.
Dude, I was like so pissed. I'm like, why didn't I just get this over with earlier? Why did I put this off? So anyway,
you drove for 45 minutes.
I did.
To play in a fucking sketch-ass industrial park.
Correct.
Just to make sure you didn't miss a day.
Just so I didn't miss a day.
And there are people who won't play in their own house where they totally can.
100% air-conditioned house. Where they have their pipes set up every day.
Like we've played in here at night before when we were doing shows and things. Like my neighbors don't give a shit because they do fucking loud ass quinceañeras and shit.
Correct.
And we have a rule.
Like nobody calls the cops.
I'm not gonna fuck on you when you're playing until fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, and you don't fuck on me if I have pipes inside at 9. You know.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I think it's going good. It's interesting to play every day. Sometimes I get lucky. Like today, I had a gig today, so I just got out of the way. It was easy.
Yeah.
So I had an excuse. But Bill and Rick are doing it too. They've both done it already, and they're doing it again.
Yeah, this is their second 100-day challenge, each of them.
So I appreciate that they're both doing that again.
Yeah, I tried to do it. Like I was like, yeah, let's do it, and I was like, I can't do it. Like I already knew I was traveling.
There's no way in the world I could actually.
I was like, I already knew I'm traveling. There's no fucking way I'm going to be able to do this. But I was hoping by like me saying like, yeah, let's go, more people will go in.
It did not happen that way.
And anybody that I was
thinking like, I'll lead the way. I'm leading the charge.
They can punk on me. They can be like, hey, fuck you, man. You didn't do it, and we did. I'd be like, sweet, you earned that.
Yeah. No, I was thinking
you earned that. Thing. You earned that achievement. You earned that merit badge.
You and I do that a lot, where we're like, all right, you got to practice like this, but then we don't do it. Like, but I practice my own thing, but I know what I need.
Well, it's also the stupidest. It's also the stupidest fucking thing in the world. When you're getting notes from an instructor, and they say, hey, do this like this for this much, and they're like, well, do you do that? And it's like, no, because I'm your fucking instructor and I don't have to do that.
Well,
That'd be like
I would say it this way. No, I would say yes, I did when I was in.
I did when I was in your position,
and that's why I'm where I am now.
But it's like one of those things where it's like I get that more often now because I've had more time now teaching the pipe board, and it's like so much of like, well, is that what you do? It's like it's what I did 15 years ago when I was where you were at.
Correct,
but.
And to be honest, I actually still do it that way. But
like that was a really long time ago.
My level, I'm playing harder shit, but I do the same process.
Well, and for me, it completely fluctuates, right? For me, it's always what is the thing I have to work the most on, based on like priorities and goals, right? So I could work a shit ton on solo music if I thought I was going to solo compete. Mm-hmm. I could work a shit ton on performance music if I had more performances and couldn't just kind of skate by on the shit that I already play.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, when new band stuff comes up, I spend time on that. I spend time on just kind of making sure that the thing works.
Yeah, essentially, you play it every day and make sure that when you play it the next day, it's going to work when you actually show up at the gig.
But it's all priority, right? Like I have the luxury of prioritizing like my work over my practice schedule because I had so much time where my practice schedule was prioritized over anything else when I was younger.
Right. And that's true. That's for these young guys that are champions. That's exactly what happened. They play when they're 9 to 18 for
because you have nothing.
Years,
you have fucking nothing else to do.
Champions,
you know, like
or whatever. But I get that a little bit. But when I was in that grade 4 range, I was 20. I was late 20s. I had a regular job. I worked fucking 45 hours a week, just like everybody else.
Was that grade 4 solo or band?
Both.
Really?
Both, like roughly early to mid 2000s until I started to work my way up. And then I had to get serious. That was like me wanting to do it. Mm-hmm. That was me like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to play like with Desert Sky, with Danny in charge, kind of like we're going to learn Highland Laddie and we're all going to be shitty because nobody knew what they were doing. Nobody knew what they were doing back then. But then I just worked my ass off and I joined a higher level band and I was like, oh, fuck.
Well, it was a big jump too. I mean, you essentially went from a grade 4 that was really basically what we would consider to be a grade 5
nowadays, yeah.
To a 2 that we would still consider to be a 2, I would say. The James J. Coyne Memorial Band, because there has been a shift. There has been a shift in kind of the grading as far as who's
they might be 3A nowadays.
Like I would consider, as far as our American standards, I would still consider them to be a grade 2 band.
American standards, yes, maybe 3A across.
And I would consider Desert Sky at the time to be a grade 4 band that nowadays would be considered a grade 5
or 4B. Absolutely correct. And that was a huge jump. And then I practiced every goddamn day. So I have very little sympathy for people.
Plus you had Kane fucking Reeds.
I had Kane Reeds, the goddamn sheepskin bag. Play with sheepskin bag. I fucking hated it.
I remember that shit, dude. Oh my God. I remember we would hang out and it was just like, you had to like play it every day. You had to fucking season it constantly.
Oh my God.
Like,
I had to put a fucking t-shirt around the bag.
You were in a state of constant maintenance.
Seamus had some idea about putting a t-shirt that we cut into the shape of a bag around the bag before we put the bag cover on. I have no idea still to this day what that did, but we had to have this t-shirt.
The funniest thing to me too is like, I remember when I was a kid, I was probably like 16, maybe 17, and took some lessons from Seamus, and he wanted me to join the band. Same band you and Daryl were playing in. And he's like, I really think that you could play in this band. I really want you to join this band. And I was like, holy fuck it. And I was like, holy shit, really? Like, you want me to play with all these people that are like way better than me? Like, I'm in, totally. He's like, okay, so here's what I need you to do. I need you to convince your parents to buy you a sheepskin bag, Kane Reeds, drive you or fly you out to Southern California once a month. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, nope.
Never gonna happen.
Like, none of that's gonna happen. Like, I have no money.
Sheepskin bag back in those days was $250. Nowadays they're like $350 or $400.
Yeah,
but it was like $250.
They probably last longer now. I feel like everything is nicer now. I feel like everything is nicer roughly. And more durable now than it used to be.
Maybe.
But it's one of those things like, okay, so I need like $500 worth of gear to outfit my bagpipe, and then I have to spend like,
that's not even a uniform. We had to buy most of our own uniform.
It was like the uniform. Like by the time I did the math on it,
sponsors.
By the time I did the math on it, it was like $1,600.
Oh my God, it was insane.
And that was before I had to travel once a month to go to Southern California, and I was like, I have $40. It's like, exactly. It's like, I'm a 16-year-old kid who plays in a rock band, and like, I have no money. I have nothing.
Yeah, dude. No, it was exactly that. And I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I'll do it.
He's like, just ask your folks. I was like, have you fucking met my folks, dude?
Yeah, it wasn't going to go that way.
They would have been like, go fuck yourself. That is not going to happen.
So, yeah, that's where we split at that point. But But what blows my mind is like when I hear I guess this is why I get so annoyed by when I hear like excuses and stuff. Seamus was big, no excuses, no exceptions. That was his like mantra, right? So I learned that from him pretty strongly, and I was young and impressionable at the time. But like when I hear
you were
have my
young
own
at some
house.
point?
What's that?
You were young at some point?
I was. It was a day.
It's a long time ago.
But we're like, I don't know. Do you want to get into the practice thing that happened where we're talking like?
No, I mean, I don't want to call out too much.
No. But like, if you're very specific and you tell people exactly what to do and then they don't do it, and then they're like, "Well, I just don't have time to play every day." Like,
so this was an interesting thing, and I don't know that you're. I don't know that
can
you're.
make time.
I don't know that you're illustrating that 100% accurately.
Okay.
So let me tell you this from my perspective.
Okay, go for it.
So I ran the practice last week because you were out of town.
Should I start from 2 weeks ago though? When I
start from 2 weeks ago because I wasn't there 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so. Let's start back even further. The meeting.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get into that, though. I don't want to get into the meeting.
But I don't want to get into the meeting, but I do want to summarize what was asked of us.
Yeah, we were asked to be... go ahead. Detail.
We were asked that the Pipers had a meeting where they... Just a general, like, hey, let's
figure out how we're going to approach the next year.
Yeah,
like,
life
and it's really, it's like, do we want to be competition focused? Do we want to be performance focused? Do we want to
go? What do we want to do? How are we going to do it?
How often do we want to practice? Like, what do we want that breakdown to be? Because for us, it really is a incredibly demanding breakdown of performance versus competition because we perform more than any other fucking band, almost.
Probably. Yeah. So, but they had this like no leadership member only meeting just to sort of like talk.
Well, and to be able to talk freely.
Talk freely without you and me there, because you and I just get angry
without you and me there, like
getting fucking pissed off,
just standing there like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, like just a red face.
Which I thought was a healthy way to do it.
No, it was a good idea. So in the end, what they ended up deciding was more or less a quick summary is that they want more specific, very specific ideas every week of what they should work on from a week to week basis. 3 specific things. That was the big thing I got out of it. That they want. Like, I want 3 specific things that we can work on next week to make better.
Yeah.
Is that a good summary of what
they want? Yeah, no, it was always like, it's like, okay, we want, like, after practice, homework, specific things to work on, not too many.
Not too many and not too broad.
Yeah.
Very specific.
So specific, and it was usually, 3 is always the magic number.
Correct. So, 2 weeks ago, I sat down with the Pipers after drum practice. I sat down with the Pipers. We got done at like 8, so I had time to sit with
get down off your fucking cross, Drum Sergeant Fusco.
So
we get it. You play with the drummers too.
Fucking hell, mate. This will lead into this week. But so I sat down with, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them, whoever was there that night, and said, okay, so tell me exactly. I had my notebook. I have the notes on everybody.
This is why I attached the notebook in my binder. Did you see the notebook in my binder?
I did see it. So I said, tell me exactly. I said, you. We're going to go around the circle. There's 4 or 5 of you. Tell me exactly what you did this week. Well, I practiced this. No. Not that you practiced this tune. Tell me exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Every day.
On Monday, I played blanks for.
I played this tune a few times and I just sort of jammed through it. Like, if that's what you did, that's cool. I just want to know that. I want to know what the problem is in order for me to address it.
I have to know to be able to fix it.
Correct. So I very specifically
have to cut the hole in the wall to figure out which pipe is leaking, baby.
How do you approach your practice? Do you just jam through tunes? If that's what you do, that's fine. I just need to know that. Or do you play 2 measures that you struggle with over and over and over again until it's right? That's great too. Which I just need to know. So I went around the room. How do you practice?
I mean, one of those strategies is empirically better, but
of course. But I just wanted to know. So we went around.
I feel like this has become the topic now of this episode.
We totally flipped into a topic. Yeah,
we didn't do the pipe band fail and win, but that's okay. We can save those
next week.
Yeah, we can save those for next time. They're pretty good.
So that's what I did 2 weeks ago, and we figured out. We decided we're doing this new horn pipe, and we figured out. We played through the whole thing, and I said to each person, "Tell me what is your oh shit moment in this tune." So I went around the room, just 4 or 5 of them. I said, what is your oh shit moment when because we all have them. Like, I know it. You're playing a tune and you're like,
fuck yeah, man.
Here comes that spot that I always fuck up. Like, in your head, when you're thinking about that spot, like, oh shit, here it comes. That's your oh shit moment.
Get ready.
Exactly. I want to know what that is for you. We all have them. Everybody's got them. That's okay. I just need to know what it is. So we went around the room and we came up with 3 spots in that tune that they more or less, everybody had some sort of issue with. Yes. So I said, okay. And I took the first spot and we went around the room. We did
Slammed
it at half time. We did it with subdivisions. We did it slow, little time, blah, blah, blah. I said, we're spending 6 minutes on this 2 bars. I timed it, 6 minutes, 2 bars. That's all we're doing. Next section, 6 minutes, 2 bars. This is all we're doing at 40 beats, whatever it was, some ridiculously slow time. Third section, here's your 3 spots I'm going to be gone next week. Here's your 3 spots for the next 2 weeks. This is all you have to do. 6 minutes a day on each spot for the next 2 weeks. That's all you got to do.
You should see.
And this will be better.
I wish I had my notebook handy because I pick up the next practice. Correct. And you'd sent me out. You posted.
I told you what it was. I posted it on our app.
On our mass communication. You told me what it was.
Yep.
So we did other stuff. We did like normal, like we ran through some tunes, like got some tone stuff down. I ran through a lot of our repertoire just because all right, I got to see where we're at on everything because we play almost everything at the concert.
We got to run through it on pipes for sure.
It's like I ran through almost everything just to see where we're at because we have to play most of it at the concert. And then I was like, okay, like let's play the new set. So we played through that. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go do some detail work because I know it's one of the things that was assigned last week. Correct. And this is where people are going to get fucked because they asked us to be more specific and post it more and like really be detailed. And so now you and I are like locked in on like. Did you see I posted today the sections highlighted?
Awesome. I was like, I'm so annoyed that you had to do that. Because you couldn't be any more clear than I was. But I get it.
I will not call out. So I had one person ask me, and I will not call out who that person is because I love all the people in our band, and I don't want them to get shit. But I was just like, okay, if one person doesn't get it, then the potential is that more people.
Correct, absolutely.
And this was a person who wasn't there
Tuesday.
Okay. And so I'm like, okay, well, there were multiple people that weren't there.
Were they there 2 weeks ago when it was the exact?
No. Like there was enough. There's enough people. Like in my thought, I'm like, okay, there's enough people that weren't here these last 2 practices that there is room for confusion. And if I remove the room for confusion, I remove the excuses. Right? In theory.
Okay. We'll get to that.
So we have this very specific thing that we're working on, and then so I come in and we run it. Usually when I'm running practice, it's pretty short because if I can tell you didn't do anything, I just go home because I have better shit to do.
Yeah, you're way better than I am. I just torture people.
Yeah, you torture people. And so for me, it was like, okay, and I literally had like pass fail. Like I wrote out the 3 parts on my notebook. No one could see it, but I wrote out like the 3 parts. I did like the first letter of the people that were there, and then I did like the tempos.
Okay.
And I went like 40, 50, 60.
Right. And
just had everybody do it, and it was like just pass fail. And I'm like, okay, so
this was last week, not
this
this
is the week you weren't there.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, okay, so like nobody got this.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, guys, here is the issue we're going to run into. The issue we're going to run into is if we're working on the same parts of the same tune for 4 weeks,
we'll never get anything.
Never get anything done.
We'll be playing this for.
It's impossible. Like it's absolutely impossible. And like I ran them through some of the MSR stuff last week. So I was like, I just have to do a spot check to see where things are. And I consistently have to do these spot checks.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's always like, okay, well, this thing was good, but let's go take a look at it because it might have gone to shit in the meantime. And so that's kind of where we're at. I'm like, guys, we're like 10, 11 weeks out from the concert. Like, it's going to be a lot of late nights for us to get this done. And that brings us to the most recent practice.
Correct.
Where essentially it was the same thing. I was like, okay, so now it's been 1, 2, 3 practices of the same part.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
You know, and I did have a conversation before you crushed everyone's soul.
Oh my god, I came in like dude, I was so pissed.
Like before you crushed everyone's soul, like I had the conversation of like we need to talk about practicing and how you guys practice because you're obviously not practicing well because you're not getting stuff fast enough, and it's like. I told him, and the best part of the whole evening was the fact that I could use the drummers as an example. I was like, okay, we have tunes right now that you guys have been playing for multiple years and that you cannot memorize and get right. And I have drummers that this is their 3rd time playing with the band or their 1st time playing with the band that are sight reading this shit. Like...
and some of it's memorized.
There's only one variable there, and it's never talent. Everyone loves to say talent is a variable. It's always
fucking hate that.
It's always work, dude. Like it's always the amount of work you put in.
Yeah. It's quick. this is going to be a slight sidebar, but one of the things that I find interesting, because the drum corps started from scratch, there is no poison, if you will. There's no poison out.
Well, and it's also because
and I don't mean
they're all younger.
I don't mean personality.
Well, not all of them.
Well, the one dude isn't.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah.
Like I think the biggest thing, particularly with the snares, is you have the majority of snares, including yourself, are new. They're learning snare.
Almost everybody.
So when they get instruction, they're like, oh, okay.
They just do what they're told.
Instead of, that's not how I learn.
Correct. There's no excuses. There's just like, oh, this, because there's nobody there telling them sort of in their ear, like, well, there's not that chirping. There's just like when I look at the one person
it's okay.
and say,
well, there's not the chirping.
Do this for next week.
There's not the chirping of, it's okay not to succeed because you weren't approached correctly.
Correct.
And it's just
and I don't learn that way.
Yeah.
Or I don't.
Well, that's what that
or
is.
Whatever
right?
it is.
Yeah.
Whatever,
it's like well,
there's a million different excuses.
I have a problem with your attitude. I have a problem with your teaching style. I don't learn that way. Like blah. And it's just like, yeah, but what do you think the way that you are practicing is effective? Is it getting you where you want to be?
Have you actually fully embraced what people who know what they're talking about suggest to you?
That's
just
the thing.
Take it 3 weeks and go 100% that way and see what happens.
That's the thing for me. The thing for me is always like, okay, I know that you learn to drive a truck this way. I know that you learn to, shoot this way. I know that you learn to be a chemical engineer or be an engineer this way if you're Claire. Claire's a fucking engineer. He's a smart-ass guy. Like, I know you learn to do these things this way. You're a smart person. Is it conceivable that the fact that I'm better at this than you means I know a better way to get to where I am from where you are? And that it might not be the way you had to learn those other skills because those skills are very different from this skill.
Correct. And also...
like, I know how to fucking perform cunnilingus. And it's...
well, okay.
And it's very different from the way I had to learn how to play bagpipes.
It's also different from the way you had to learn how to suck cock.
There's a difference. Yeah, totally different. I had to practice on cucumbers. Like, it's one of those things that's like, everything's different, right? Like, everything that I know how to do, I didn't learn the same way because that's the way I learn. I didn't learn how to drive the same way I learned how to fucking play pipes. I didn't learn how to, play Fusco's drum pad the same way.
Obviously.
The same way I learned how to, edit video. Like, it's all different.
There are different skills, absolutely. And that's what becomes very frustrating. It's interesting being on the drum side, seeing the difference in lack of history of attitude, if you will. And I don't mean attitude in a bad way. I just mean your approach, your mental approach is different because they don't know any better. So they just do what I say, even though they have no idea that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I was just talking to my drum guy today. I'm like, hey, we need to figure this out. I know how to run a pipe corps, and I kind of model it a little bit after that, but I really don't know what I'm doing on a drum side enough to really. But I know enough about how to get people to do something. So that's what
it's hard. It's hard because of these learning styles, right? And there's an actual learning style that your teacher will recognize and use to help you get better.
Hopefully.
And then there is your internal perceived learning style,
which is almost always wrong.
because you're not honest with yourself at how you learn, right?
Absolutely correct.
Like, I know the way I learn. The way that I learned and got to the level of mediocrity that I am at is people were an asshole to me. And I respond well to that.
Correct. So do I.
Like, if you're fucking dick and you're militaristic,
what do they call that?
If you're a drill sergeant,
tough love. That's how I
like if you're a drill sergeant, I respond to that shit. Like, I'm like, okay, fine. Fucking granted, I don't get angry and I don't get sad and I don't get any of that. I just shut down emotionally. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do the job. What do you want?
Right.
Who do you want me to kill?
Right. Exactly correct. That's what works for me. I actually had this discussion years ago.
I've had several instructors that had to work around to get to that point, right? Mm-hmm. The first time I had a lesson with let me put it this way. Koki McGee.
Oh, okay.
Elder.
Gotcha.
Ponytail. Uh-huh. It took a couple tries before he realized that, this kid's 14, but I have to be a dick to him to get him to learn.
Right. Yes.
I can be nice, and he's going to be like, okay, I guess I'll try. And as soon as I'm like, listen, fucker, I'm like, okay.
Right.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm similar.
Because I'm usually like, fuck me? No, fuck you.
I'll show you, motherfucker.
I'll show you.
And then he wins in the end anyway.
Yeah, I'll show you, motherfucker.
My problem as an instructor, I try that with everybody regardless. And then some people it doesn't work. That's just what I am.
You only have like one mode.
I've got one mode. That's it. I've got no...
You can't adapt.
I have no ability to adapt.
Like now that I have...
You all suck.
Like now that I'm
Get
doing...
your ass shit together.
Now that I'm doing like some of the teaching for the pipe band and I'm doing some solo teaching, I've had to like
You have to take everybody differently.
Yeah, I've had to like get that skill back because I hadn't taught in a very long time. And so I've had to get that skill back of like, okay, like how do I get at you based on where, what your thought process is, what will you react to? And but the biggest thing for me is always like your instructor will figure that out. And when they tell you what's going to make you better, you should just listen. Like
in the end, that should be the lesson you learn in the end, 100% of the time.
At the end of the day, it's always like, don't tell me how to teach you. Because I know better how to teach you than you know how to be taught. Otherwise, you'd be doing better. If you're succeeding leaps and bounds, and if you're like going from 0 to 60, and you're like, I'm not responding well to that,
right?
You need to do something else. I'm like, well, shit. Well, you were responding really well for a while. How do I need to adjust?
Right. Correct.
If you're getting fucking nowhere, then
maybe
you should change to me.
You might need to change your approach.
Like you might need to change your approach to my approach because it might help you break that plateau.
Absolutely. So here's an example. 10 years, Jesus Christ, it must have been 6, 7, 8 years ago or whatever it was. I started going to the pipe school, right? And then I started taking private lessons from Robert Watt. And like, he is a fucking hard ass.
But he doesn't give a fuck.
No. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't care. He's like,
he's
listen,
nice.
This is how
he's
it is.
nice with.
He's very
tiny
pleasant.
Humans. He's nice with kids.
He's pretty hard on kids, to be quite honest. He's rough. but I remember taking lessons for him for a long time. He was very influential in my in that period of time. And I'm like, he does not give a fuck.
Just do it right.
Tells me exactly how it is. And it hurt my feelings sometimes where I'm like, fuck, I'm shit. I hate myself, blah, blah, blah. I went through all that like everybody else does. But then I'm like, I was talking to Cobra about this many times because he used to work with the band all the time.
Yeah.
Like this, I just respond to that. Like I want to not be the next time that guy. Like when I see him 2 weeks from now, I want to not be like where he fucking says you suck or whatever. He never said that, but he was hard on me.
Yeah.
So I respond to that. Some people don't though, but that's my mode. I'm 100% like him. Where I'm like, listen, you gotta just do what the fuck I'm telling you to do. Like, God damn it, just do what I'm telling you to do, right? But some people respond to that, some people don't. I get that. Everybody learns differently.
Yeah, because like for me, I'm very close to you in the learning style. The way
you learn, but not the way
the way I learn. Like when someone's like, hey, fuck you, do this way and do it right.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to this shit.
I'm okay. Like I respond really well to that, but I don't internalize it. Like it doesn't cause me like sadness.
Correct. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Like I don't get sad. I don't get upset.
Oh, he hates me and I want him to be my friend.
Yeah, I don't get upset. I'm usually just like, okay, fuck you. Fine, I'll get it right. Like
you are very good at that. I get way
I've only had a couple times. You've caught me a couple times where I wanted to throw someone through a window.
You mean from a person teaching you, or
yes?
Oh yes, I remember that. But
you
didn't. You held it together.
I was really good at just being like, okay.
I remember the incident very specifically, and you're like, I saw it in your face.
Remember at least one.
I'm like, oh boy.
And I was like,
this is going to go the wrong way.
I just nodded.
This is somebody working with the band a few years ago. But
like I already had a shit day, and I just nodded. I was like, all right, call it.
But here's the thing that blows my mind. Jack Lee, we've had coming out for a year.
Yeah.
Who has
absolutely he has the perfect teaching style for every single person, no matter who they are.
No, it doesn't matter who they are. But beyond that, personally, like arguably one of the greatest pipers that's ever lived, arguably the greatest piper still playing today, blah blah blah. Like everything that could ever be said about
Callum Beaumont.
Right, but Jack's getting a bit old. His fingers don't work as good.
Oh, I'm going to tell him you said that.
Don't tell him I said that. I'm just kidding, Jack. I'm just kidding. But so he has his.
Jack sometimes feels like my pipe daddy. Like,
oh, he absolutely does. He's like my dad in life.
Yeah, he's like my bagpipe dad.
I talk to him about like my girl troubles, and he like gives me advice and shit. It's great.
He should start a side business. He really should.
Just a therapist. He's the most brilliant therapist of all time. So anyway, but like his personal life, 100% success. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
working with a band.
Not a fucking care in the world.
Pipe sergeant of a grade 1 band for 30 years that have been at the top of the top 6 for more or less 30 years.
Longer than I've been alive.
That's the band he plays in. Working with kids, RMM, for God knows how long. History of success. Is there anybody with more a history of success than Jack Lee, would you argue, in the world teaching pipes right now?
No, but I would also assume that based on that description, he's got like a ton of bodies in his cellar.
Oh, he's got porn on it. He's got...
Oh, no. Wait, bloop.
We got to believe that. No.
Are you actually going to listen to this episode?
I will listen to this.
Write down 1 hour 16. 1 hour 16, write it down.
My new motivation is to listen to the episode.
1 hour 16, for fuck's sake, please.
Got it. So anyway, point being, is there anybody...
You're not blooping me, you're blooping you.
Yeah.
For claiming things that I won't repeat. Okay, thank you. But no, going on your point.
Wait, let me finish. Right? Anybody with more history of success, with so many different avenues of success. Personally, own band, other bands, right?
Yeah.
Jack comes in and tells you to do it a certain way. And you say, I don't learn that way.
Yeah, that doesn't work, man. I don't know that that's quite...
No, you weren't there. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to call anybody out.
There's no calling anybody out.
I was there when somebody said, Jack's
do you think that's
wanted me to do this, and I'm just not ready yet.
Do you think that's just the frustration, though, of like...
I think that's a
teaching,
frustration of
right?
life.
Like, I mean, I think teaching is more frustrating than anything. Like, I'm amazed. Okay, so like...
It can be very rewarding.
I teach on occasion. One student once a week, and the band maybe every other week.
Yeah, I have ideas on that, but keep going.
And it is a nightmare. Do you imagine, like, the fact that there are people that do this for a living every fucking hour of every fucking day? That blows my fucking mind, dude.
Dude, it's insanely frustrating to be a teacher.
Like, how long can you, like, and it gives me a newfound respect for all the teachers I had growing up that just watched me and knew, like, you're not going to do what I'm telling you, are you? I was like, no.
I'm just wasting my words here.
It's like, because I was a little rebellious fuck that I am.
Can you imagine being a high school teacher or like an elementary school teacher? The kids aren't going to do anything.
Dude, they're talking about arming high school teachers. That is the worst idea ever.
Can you imagine?
Every high school teacher...
They're going to be the ones that shoot up the schools eventually.
Every high school teacher I ever had would have shot me 7 times in the face.
Absolutely correct. I was in many a high school history class where some guy lost his shit, some teacher lost his shit and threw shit across the room. Like, I've been there. Yeah. But that's not the point. I must have been the most nightmarish student ever, except for when it came to piping. Let me just say this, because a whole bunch of my students that listen to the show are going to take this the wrong way. Teaching can be insanely rewarding when people do what you tell you to do, what you ask them to do, and the results happen.
Yeah.
It can be insanely frustrating when you do it. Let's say that's 20% of the time, maybe 80% of the time you teach and people just do their own thing anyway. Like, it doesn't matter how specific you are. If they ignore you, it can be insanely frustrating.
Well, and I can speak. I think that I've figured out why.
Oh, I'd love to know. Please solve this fucking mystery.
I think the reason that teaching is so incredibly frustrating is that even when it's not your fault, it's your fault.
In the end, it's your reputation because you're the teacher.
So, like,
you take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, even if you told someone exactly what to do, if they, thank you, even if you tell someone exactly what to do, and they don't do it, and then they're not improving, or I mean, even if you're not a music teacher, even if they fail the test, they miss their tutoring, whatever, like, it's still your fault at the end of the day because you didn't teach that person well enough to get them to want to do
Correct.
the
it's
thing,
your fault,
right?
like, for not motivating them properly or whatever. Like, dude, I tell people this all the time. So I do these strategy calls with new members of the dojo, and I use this statement 95% of the time. Every once in a while I miss it, but I talk about the philosophy of the dojo. There's a few philosophies of the dojo, but one of the most important ones is that we give people something to do every day, every week, every whatever. Like, there's always something to do. And the reason for that is we believe in discipline over motivation. And so many people in life are waiting for that motivation to create discipline where it doesn't work that way. So in my opinion, what we talk about is if you work a little bit every day and create habit, discipline, whatever you want to call it, you're going to get somewhere. And if you wait for the motivation, you're going to play 2 hours once a week because I'm like, oh, I'm in a good mood today. I'm going to jam on my pipes. And then I suck and then I ruin everything.
And you have no control over motivation.
You have no control over motivation, but you do have control over discipline. It's so important to work the discipline angle, not the motivation angle.
Well, and to work the work angle, right? Like have you ever read the War of Art? Steven Pressfield, you would fucking love this.
No, I've read what's the
Art of War?
Shang Tzu's. Yeah, read that one.
The biggest thing in this book, it's by Steven Pressfield, The War of Art. I have a copy. You can borrow it.
Yeah, I'd like to read it.
And it's the enemy is the resistance, right? And the resistance is internal. Mm-hmm. The resistance is all the reason you shouldn't or couldn't or won't.
Okay, I'm with you.
And so, like if you're into art or music or writing,
art in the broad sense, whatever that pertains to.
If I like to paint, if I like to play guitar and sing, I like to do podcasts, I like to do all these things. If I just waited around for me to feel super inspired to do it, I'd never fucking do it. Or I'd do it once a month.
Once in a while, every once in a while, something would happen.
So the idea is that creation is a habit more than anything, and it's less of a divine inspiration.
Everybody thinks
it's a you keep working to get into the state where you can create well.
Dude, I guarantee you, if name famous artists over the world like Van Gogh, the guy that painted the fucking Sistine Chapel, Leonardo, blah blah blah. They just were at it all the fucking time. Just the history books don't record it that way.
I have been dreading.
They're not
working
touched
on.
by
Here's
God.
a great example.
They work their ass off.
I've been dreading working on the Celtic Thanksgiving artwork. Just because I've been so busy with my job.
Oh, I know. You got it in today, which was today.
And in the wire.
Hey, you got it done.
I've been dreading doing updates to the...
I bet you weren't happy with it. Were you happy with it?
No, but it's only because I don't feel like I had enough time to make it clever. And like, I know...
Right. So here's what I want to... Before you answer, let me say what I want to say first.
I know that it's better...
It's super good. It looks fucking great.
I know that it's better...
But it's not clever. It's not Josh clever.
I know that it's better than anyone else would do.
Oh, it's awesome.
But it's not as good as I would normally do.
Correct.
Which is what
And that's what's... Because I looked at it when you sent it out today, I'm like, that's fucking good. But it's not interesting, but it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're usually clever and you put shit into it.
Usually, yeah.
But, I don't care. Like, I just glad it's done.
I'm glad you recognize this.
Oh, I absolutely recognize
This is part of my movement too. Of I'm trying to move myself towards the done is better than perfect.
Oh, the fucking Doogie method,
which is hard. It's hard to. You know how hard it is for me to get myself there.
I know it sucks for you, dude.
Like I posted that Jack Lee video, and like I was sitting there thinking, I was like, you know what would have been great if I'd gone back and resynced all the audio so that it actually matched up with fingers.
Dude, that would have been great. I also would have loved it if you didn't put both his performances in the same video.
No, I have another video.
No, they're both in there.
No, I have another one.
It's like 12 minutes. He didn't play for 12 minutes.
I have another one.
There's another one of him?
Yeah.
He didn't play 3 times.
I have another one.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that video? Why is it 12 minutes long?
He played a super long fucking set, dude. I don't know. I wasn't the stage manager.
Are you sure?
I have another video. I'm guaranteed.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna trust you on this one, but go ahead.
But yeah, so
I was super confused by why it was so
it's one of those things where it's like, so anybody that thinks this shit comes easy, right? Like the artwork for that, I was clearing emails and doing financials for Chanarant. I was I was doing the landing page for the Highland Games website so I can redo the Highland Games website, which I've been dreading to do forever.
To be fair, you got a lot done today. I noticed all the little things getting done.
And like
you know, we must have a slow day at work.
Do you know, I did most of this between the hours of 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock this morning.
No way, dude. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And it's only because I've been working on getting more organized and forcing myself to work even when I don't want to. And that's
so key.
That is the big key.
That's discipline. That's
like
not motivation.
Sometimes I work on something for 5 minutes and it's amazing. And sometimes I work on something for an hour and a half and it's shit.
You throw it out or whatever, yeah. This is the idea behind it.
But the trick is
starting.
You just have to work.
Yes.
Like on a day where I get up at fucking 6:30 and I knock out some artwork that is brilliant or I knock out a script for a video or something like that and it's brilliant and it's perfect on the first take. Sweet. I'll drink a coffee, go back to bed. but that rarely happens.
No, so rare.
Like, it's usually like, fuck, like you have to make yourself do it. And that is the hardest part of all this. Like, I'm working on this small pipe set.
It's all about getting up and writing.
Getting up and writing. I'm working on that set, the small pipe set I sent you the link to.
Yeah.
And it is like a nightmare because the fucking small pipes are being assholes on.
Well, they're hard to play. They're hard to adjust.
I thought the Great Highland Bagpipe was a pain in the ass to do maintenance on, but you can always brute force it.
Yes.
You can brute force a bagpipe.
Fucking throw shit on there and it'll work.
You can brute force a bagpipe. You cannot brute force a small pipe, which means I have to like make these fucking just imperceptible adjustments just to get the thing to fucking behave the same way twice.
Correct.
And a lot of it's because I'm not playing it enough, which is I'm working on. But yeah, so that's been a lot of my experience the past month or so. It's just been like whether because I have no choice. It's crunch time, both at work, games, 2 pipe band events, teaching, like personal life, like all this shit. Like there's no choice but crunch time. So you just have to figure out how to force yourself to do the work.
Correct. And that's so important. And
and I still get drunk on a Wednesday at 10 o'clock and do a podcast.
Dude, it's
Granted, that's because I'm going out of town on my first vacation in perceivable history.
No, you were out of town not that long ago. You went to some wedding or some shit in like July or something.
It's not a vacation.
This is a wedding thing too.
This is a vacation.
All right, well, whatever. But I just want to say this. This is the concept not only behind Andrew Douglas's Done is Better Than Perfect, but also the 100-Day Challenge. Pick up the pipes, play one tune. It might suck. It might be good. Either way, you did it, and you're on your way to the next thing. Maybe you play longer than one tune. Maybe you won't.
You won't get worse by playing more.
You're never going to get worse by playing more. Well, unless you play it shittily,
or you practice them correctly or without a metronome.
Right. But this is that concept.
Always.
And this is a great moment to mention how great the Piper's Dojo is. University.
Yeah, I mean the Dojo University has really helped a lot of people, even our listeners, get into the habit of every day
doing something towards your personal growth.
And it's like the gym, right? Like not every day is going to be your best workout. In fact, most of them are going to be the worst. But the fact that you do it every day is how you get better.
Absolutely. I use this analogy all the time when I'm doing strategy calls. I say the 100-Day Challenge is much like going to the gym. The hardest part of going to the gym is what?
Getting there.
Going through the door.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%
As soon as your pipes are on your shoulder, you're going to play.
You're going to play way longer than you ever expected. Yeah. But you need to trick your mind into thinking, I'm just going to play one tune and I'm going to go about my life.
Yep. But maybe you do. When was the last time you only played one tune when you were doing it? I never do that. Like every time that I strike up for practice, I'm like, I'm just going to get a quick tune in just to make sure everything's golden. I play for like 20 minutes.
Absolutely. 100% of the time, that's what I do. And that might not be everybody. That's okay. But the idea behind it is in your head, and this is why Doogie's a fucking genius, even though it's so simple. Is
easy now. We don't say nice things about Doogie.
No, never. But it's so easy to like. All right, if I leave my pipes out and all I got to do is play one tune, and I can just check that thing in my fucking app or whatever the hell it is, and I can go out my life. Great, that's all you got to do. But what if I pick up my pipes and I play Scott and Brave? I'm like, you know what? I'm here. Might as well play that 2/4 march.
Might as well play another.
Because that's what you do. That's what I do.
Especially if you...
Not everybody, but a lot of people do.
At this point, if you have a set of pipes and you're playing pipe music, it's because you enjoy the music. So you play a tune and you're like, fuck, I might have one more. It's like an alcoholic with a drink.
It's exactly that. You just keep going, dude.
It's like, you know what?
I could have one more.
I could have one more. I could have one more tune.
How many times have we been there? Oh my God.
Like tonight, for example. But yeah, no, and you know, it's prescient that you bring that up. I've used that word twice, and only one of those times was correct. So Ozzy Osbourne will be able to figure out which one it is. It's a little Easter egg. But yeah, no, it's special that you bring that up because we have a bit of a deal.
We do
with the Piper's Dojo. Because you're such big fans, and we shit on Doogie to the point where he either had to completely disavow us or become our friend more.
He decided on the correct answer.
He
became our friend.
He became our friend more, and
I work for him, so that helps.
but but you've worked for him and still shit talked him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because he's got a
great attitude. He doesn't care.
Well, the biggest thing for me,
he knows
is
the fucking world champion. What does he care what I think?
The biggest thing,
Steven McWhirter.
The biggest thing for me is that like I always love it when we have partners we work with where I shit talk them and they know that I'm shit talking them because we're friends.
Because it's fucking funny and we're friends.
Like, I'm way meaner to my friends than I am my enemies. Mm-hmm. My enemies don't even know who they are yet.
Anyway,
Steven McWhirter.
Join the Piper's Dojo, Dojo University.
Yeah, so there's a deal going on right now. It's like $111 off a premium membership or something.
Yeah, we should
through the end of the year.
Yeah,
and so you can go to chanarant.com/suckless. You can get that sweet deal. You can do the entire back catalog. It's awesome. Yeah, I mean,
you get everything that we offer, which is insane. You get access to high level teachers.
I mean, and
Andrew Douglas.
Yeah, you get access to high level teachers and Fusco
and me. Dude, let me tell you what, man. My fucking students love me. You know why? Because I'm not an asshole.
I would skip SCO's class. Oh, so you finally figured out a way to teach students and not be an asshole? Our band would love that.
Oh, wouldn't they? Except that I have no skin in the game for them. So,
you could always skip Fusco's class and pick up one of Carl's or
Andrew Carlisle.
Yeah, and Carlisle.
Carl Carlisle.
I don't want to get him confused with the actual Andrew Carlisle, so we call him Carl Carlisle.
Well, that guy's good.
Fucking savage, bro.
I'm just kidding. Hey, I love you guys all. Trust me.
But yeah, check out chanarant.com/suckless. It is a shameless plug for the Piper's Dojo, but we can't help ourselves because it is actually just the best thing right now. I swear to God, if someone comes out with something better, I will be so excited to tell Doogie to go fuck himself.
Yeah, like please come out with something better. But you won't.
It seems unlikely because he is like super Rain Man about this kind of thing.
He really is.
And he's a bit of a savant. Like he figures out not just the fact of like the way to hit different learning styles and like how to create an ungodly amount of bagpipe content at the same time.
I don't know how
to deliver it seamlessly. Well, which is one of the things that I've seen about some other sites that try to do like online tutoring, where it's a huge pain in the ass to figure anything out.
Well, it's because they don't have the technology aspect of it.
The old dojo used to be more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
To find things
but he learns shit. He learns how to adjust.
But now it's like, holy shit, it's fucking seamless.
Yeah.
I remember when I first like did a couple freelance jobs, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing is hard to navigate. But no, it's fucking glorious now. I don't know how anyone's going to take him down.
Well, never rest on your laurels because you never know because there's always somebody. Like,
dude, he's gonna have like bagpipe VR classes. And then,
dude,
like,
how cool is that?
He's gonna have a patent on that, Doogie.
He'll find a way.
He's gonna have a way where it's like you put on your Oculus and you're like playing with Inverary in the fucking circle.
Dude, how cool would that be? Oh my god! Here, let me just share a story.
And you plug your Blair Digital Chanter into your Oculus and play that.
That'd be amazing, dude. How great would that be? Dude, let me share a story with you about the 2016, I guess it was, whatever the fuck it's called.
Can you share
tattoo?
And Iceman me?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Angel's going to the tattoo this year, right? And he's struggling.
He's going to VTAT?
VTAT in 2020. And you and I are not, so he's a little panicking. So anyway, it's interesting because he's learning a bunch of music. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Why the fuck did I bring this up?
We were talking about the future and Doogie and VR. And it's VR porn. You're actually going to listen to this episode, so you can edit this out. I'm excited.
Why did I bring this up?
We were talking about efficiency. We were talking about delivery. How do you deliver content to the people fast enough?
No, it was Doogie. It was something related to him.
Doogie's going to be at VTAT with a big old strap on.
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and edit this out. I have no idea where I was going with
give
that.
it a pause.
Angel has something to do with Angel.
Write it down. 135.
135.
It's probably more like 134, but you'll be able to find it. Ish. Oh, I love it. It's a favorite Chanarant word. Ish. You sober? Ish.
So, what were we talking about right before that?
So we were talking about the Piper's Dojo. We were talking about how it's a good value, how he delivers it futuristically in a way that's seamless. We talked about how he'd eventually have a way where you could plug in your Blair Chanter to VR.
That's what it was. It had to do with VR. Playing. Oh, yes, I remember the fucking story. Okay, so it had to do with VTAT 2016. So we were there, Inverary was there. Their tables were like right next to us. I was with Waken District at the time. Inverary was right next to us, right? And this one dude in Inverary who he actually plays with the Atlanta Pipe Band, but he was playing with Inverary that year, or for this event. He's a hell of a piper, young dude. He's a woodworker for whatever that piper's name is in South Carolina. I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, he knew Inverary's medley, right? So they were practicing underneath the arena, right? They were practicing their medley, whatever it was. And this was the year they did the medley with Alex C. McGregor and John Morrison of Assenhouse. This that super cool ending thing. And
Dude, I haven't heard John Morrison in forever.
So what, did you listen to the MSRs of the world?
No.
No, and neither did I. I haven't heard it in forever because I didn't listen to the MSRs. So anyway, they have this fucking cool ass medley. This was from 2 to 3 years ago. The last time they won, they played this medley in the finals. And it's got this fucking cool ass version of this. And he knew the whole thing. He was just such a super fan that he knew all their shit. So we're like, dude, go play with him. Go play. We just kept he wouldn't do it all week, right?
I do remember. Finally, I saw a video of this.
We posted up video of this. So one day he finally gets up. Stuart weighs him over, play my fucking pipes or whatever it was. I don't know if it was his pipes or whoever it was. He's come on in and play it with us. This kid's mid-20s playing the fucking ending of arguably one of the greatest medleys of all time with them in practice, and he fucking nailed the whole thing, right? So we're videoing it. Me and Joe, we're media whores, right? So we're videoing the whole thing, and he was a super nice kid, and they got done, and it was fucking brilliant. And he turned around, the smile on his face to play with. I would kill to play Scott and the Brave with Inverary, not let alone anything that cool,
man,
right? Whatever. And he just turned around. And
that'd be like the kid that gets up on stage and plays Asian hooker with Steel Panther. You're just like,
holy moly, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Dude, my closest experience to that was I was shit-faced drunk at our after party, and Jack tried to get me to come up and play on stage with him, and I played the worst I've ever played in my life in front of one of the most amazing pipers ever.
Really? That was your biggest moment?
That was the closest I got to playing with a hero.
Well, there's that. But did he play with you or no?
I played bass drum with the Tinkers one time. That was a lot of fun because they were kind of how I got into this too a little bit.
I'm sure that's exciting when you're 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like, God, it must have been Costa. It was like Costa or San Diego.
Was that a year ago?
When I got into them, yes, I was 14 years old. Mm-hmm. But I was at San Diego and I just knew them. And there's we were walking to mass bands. Come on! I was playing bass that year.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Yeah,
I just went up and
I remember that. Yeah. That was. I think it was San Diego.
That was a good time, man.
That was a good time. Yeah. So anyway,
by the way, Tinkers, if you're hiring a bass drummer, I am not nearly as much of a pain in the ass as most of your players.
Way easier.
Way easier. They listen to the show, which is super fun.
I know, that's wild to me.
It's crazy to me.
But yeah, man, it's fascinating to see the little things that's cool about the pipe band world of you could just be at the VTAT and fucking jam with Inverary.
Yeah.
You know how cool that and so Angel's that's the reason I brought us up is Angel's sort of panicking over learning all this music. Dude, Angel, I promise you, put your fucking what is the term? Nose to grind. So whatever the fuck it takes. Be there, dude. I promise you, it's going to be the greatest experience of your life.
Don't flake. Don't flake.
Learn the music. Do not flake. Do not flake. Do not flake. Josh and I can't be there. I can't be there.
And he can play that shit.
Oh, he can handle it. It just needs to put the time in and learn. It's a lot to memorize, but other than that, it's not difficult. Dude, you're going to have the greatest time of your life. You're going to play with a band that you've never, a level of band that you've never played with. You're going to be next to 2 grade 1 bands. They hired whoever I don't even know who they hired.
It'll completely reinvigorate.
Absolutely.
You.
Such a thing for me.
I came back from when we went and played with Bally Breeze. I came back so supercharged. Mm-hmm. We're just
it was quickly eliminated once you played with ours.
But yeah, it was holy shit. I was just oh my God, this is why I fucking love doing this shit. When Stuart came to the concert, that blew my mind. I was that fucking Stuart Little.
That fucking cunt. I mean, Josh thinks you're
140.
What time is that?
1:40:22. Mark it. Asshole. This is all the work that Fusco has to do now.
Stuart has he won't care.
But yeah, no, it blew my mind when that happened, and it was just it's so crazy. If you get the opportunity, you just got to go for it for sure. Because at the end of the day, it's just people. Yeah. I mean, people think that we're long dick golden gods, and we are.
We are. There's no doubt about that.
But we're mostly just assholes talking into a microphone. Speaking of assholes talking into a microphone.
It's about that time.
Fusco, do you have any final thoughts for this grab bag episode?
My final thoughts is that I'm sad we didn't have a fail in one of the week, but hey, sometimes things just happen and we get onto a topic by 100% accident that was not the intended topic for the night. And, hey, magic happens.
And I'm going to leave it to you, since you're actually going to listen to and edit this episode, to decide what the topic is.
The topic is...
I
don't know how to even say what it is.
But I did jot down some potential titles in the notes.
I would love to know some of those potential titles. Would you like to tell me?
Yeah, one was I didn't learn using a cucumber. That's from earlier in the episode. We were talking about... you said that I was even better at sucking dick than I was at tongue punching fart boxes.
Okay, what else you got?
Then we were talking about teaching styles. Different strokes for different folks.
Okay, that's fair.
That's pretty good, right?
Anything else?
No, that's all I got right now. So we're going to actually do the final thoughts portion.
My one last final thought is I have now have seen officiation. I don't know, I'm making words up at this point. Remember that message I sent to Steven McWhirter?
How many gases are coming out of you right now?
Oh, many. Remember that message I sent to Steven McWhirter?
Yes.
He has now seen it.
Okay. So
I have confirmation.
You have confirmation that he has seen your message, and we may... I'm just going to put it out right now. We're definitely having Steven McWhirter as a drummer.
Let's just be positive
Celtic
about this.
Thanksgiving
Let's just
concert.
be positive.
If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
So
how I
I'm
live
gonna
my
put
love. My love life is lived by that.
I'm going to put him on the flyer.
Put him on the flyer before he ever.
And then when he says
fuck
no,
off.
it's be like everyone would be like, Steven, what the fuck?
Dude, they already put you on the flyer, dude. You gotta go.
Could have sworn you were going to be there. What I would say is thank you all for tuning in. We love our audience more than anything, even more than we love whiskey and random strange.
Oh.
Meow. Maybe more than we like random strange. But we appreciate you guys. I'm glad you tuned in for this extra episode. And yeah, you know what? Just keep working the system. Whatever your system is, work it. Figure it out. It's hard. It's hard to get people to be on the same page. It's hard to get people to commit, especially during the off season. What a lot of bands consider to be the off season. Everyone starts to kind of like relax and just let the turd flow out instead of pinching it off.
Pinch the fucking turd, people.
Keep the drive going.
That's our advice.
I mean, remember why you started doing it. At the end of the day, like, what was the thing that got your dick hard about playing this stupid instrument with stupid drummers behind you with all your stupid friends? Like,
what turned you on about this? And if it doesn't turn you on, fucking...
If it doesn't turn you
don't
on,
make it miserable for the rest of us.
Yeah, if it doesn't turn you on, just go back to watching Netflix until you slowly die.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately...
But in the interim, if you want to fucking kick some ass and play some bagpipes, get on it. Now's not the time to take a break.
Don't think about it. Stop thinking about it. Just fucking do, man.
Think about me when I have the double pierced stripper with a goblin mask on my lap in 24 hours. Don't think about it.
No, it's coming. Someday.
I can't afford that shit. Are you kidding me? All right.
All right, we're out.
That's us from the Chain Rain Podcast. Fusco, play us the fuck out.